Can't do that. I mean, I'm an introvert. We've talked about this before. We've had this conversation. In today's episode, I'm going to be I'm going to be cutting through the excuses we sometimes use. Sometimes we use being an introvert to not do things that we say we want to do, but we can't because we're an introvert, or things we know we need to do, but we can't because we're an introvert. So I'm going to be cutting through some of those because in reality, a lot of times those are a diversion from something else that's deeper. I will be sharing with you what it could be, and you can see if this relates to you in your journey. Welcome to the Quiet Impact Podcast, where we nurture the journey of introverts who desire to achieve greater levels of influence, income, and impact. The go-to podcast for introvert achievers just like you, seeking purpose-driven growth. I am your host, Stephanie Oden. Have you ever desired to have a mentor whisper success secrets into your ear? One with firsthand experience as a six-figure corporate leader, expertise in entrepreneurship, and is an introvert? Tune into each episode where we will provide valuable insights into how introverts can effectively navigate life with full-time jobs, pursue career success, and delve into entrepreneurship. We will explore various business and career topics related to self-discovery, achieving success, and finding joy in the journey. My guest and I share real-life experiences, strategies, tools, and resources that will encourage personal and professional growth, self-empowerment, and living an authentic, purposeful life. Let's get into today's episode. We are not shy, timid, or needing to be fixed. We are an introvert, and that is our superpower. I'm Stephanie Oden, host of the Quiet Impact Podcast. And I know there have been times I'm not by myself when I have used, I can't do that because I'm an introvert. I want to give you some insight into how that's really not serving you. And I will share with you some things I've learned on my journey, as I always do. And I don't know, have you heard of the six human needs? I'm not the one that created it. I got it from Tony Robbins. So I'm going to walk you through that and also take you on a behind the scenes look at a coaching session with my coach and put those all together. And at the end, I want to really empower you to dig deeper and to look at where you're collapsing being an introvert and maybe something that is keeping you safe, but not really. Let's start with the human needs. We all have in some varying degrees. We don't all have them in the same order. 1 through 6 isn't how it's going to play out for you. But there's certainty. There's that need for stability, security, and some consistency. There's uncertainty, variety, where you need new change, you need new stimuli, you need variety to feel like you're alive. There's significance, where there's a need to feel important and valuable and worthy of attention. There's connection and love, that sense of belonging. There's the human need for growth, both emotionally and intellectually. And then there's contribution. That's where there's the need to contribute and give to help others or to help the world to make a big impact in the world. And those are the six. And we all have those to some degree, but they're not all in the same order. Let me share with you how these can play out in real life and how they can help you move you into a deeper level of awareness. I'm going to take you inside a portion of a coaching session with my coach. And by the way, coaches have coaches. There are certain tasks being an entrepreneur that needs to be done. And one of those is the need to contact people and connect with people outside of the norm, like outside of the circle. I mean, yes, talk to people. And it's not even to make them an offer. It's more about talking with them to connect with them so you can continue to create a network of people. Now, I know that. I know that networking is important professionally in careers, professionally in business. I know that. It doesn't always make it easy for me. You may know that too. Doesn't make it easy, does it? And we know that our network and our net worth are connected. But all the sounding good does not help us to get it done when we need to do it. I like to eat out of a clean plate, but that does not make me want to do the dishes. There's a Stephanie-ism for you. I'm working with my coach. I'm learning how to be a better communicator, a better connector. And I really don't want to do what he was asking me to do. And from the standpoint of, as a coach, we ask permission. I can always say no. Now, the other part of being a coach, I always hold the place for where my clients want to go. Same thing with my coach. He holds the place for where I told him that my goals are. And so sometimes he offers suggestions on things that he knows will help me be successful. Now, when he asked me to do this task, an old version of me would have said, well, I'm an introvert. I really don't like doing that. Well, part of that statement was true. The part being, I really didn't like doing what he wanted me to do. It had nothing to do with being an introvert. And the thing I caution you on is being an introvert, watch where you're collapsing things and you're blaming it on being an introvert when it's really not true. We have to be honest with ourselves. Deal? Deal. So my coach asked me the next question. He said, if it would guarantee you at least one sale, would that motivate you to do it? Great question, right? I hesitated. My ego wanted to say yes. We all have a want to look good ego, or the agree and let me be ego. But the coaching relationship is only as good as my willingness to be real. And as a coach and as I work with my clients, we can't grow through what we won't bring awareness to. And I said, who doesn't want one more sale? But that thought does not motivate me to do the action. I am real. I am very real in my coaching session to the point of sometimes if you were to do a screenshot, you literally would catch me like holding my head like, oh my gosh. And I went on to say, something in me wants to stay safe. And doing the action doesn't feel safe. Now, mind you, it wasn't even a hard action. That brain, it's something else. It wants to keep us safe at all costs and not experience any pain. So at the point that I'm thinking it's not safe, it's like, oh no, danger, danger, Will, danger, danger. Because most of us will avoid pain more than we will seek pleasure. And that's when it got even deeper. He asked the question, what's the pain? I sat there and he sat there. And remember, our minds want to keep us safe. And the whole time I'm thinking, wow, this is tough, girl. This is tough. Stephanie, are you in this? Are you in this? And I really didn't want to go there. And if we go back to the human needs and how they can be used to help, the one for me was a contribution. And so I looked at, okay, what is the pain that is at play here? And for a second, my mind flipped back to the kettle and core class. I go to a strength conditioning class. And initially, the pain, I was avoiding it, okay? I know I need strength training. I was avoiding it. Initially, the pain, the safe was I got Saturday morning. This is my only time. I need this time to myself, and I don't want to get up that early. So the pain was getting up early. But here's how a pain can become a motivation. This is real stuff here. A greater pain can become a motivation. For example, one day I sat up in bed. I was like, wow, that's nice. I can actually sit up. Hello, keyword, sit up. What do you need to sit up? Your core. If you're a little bit um, schemish, and because we're keeping it real, what do? First thing we get up in the morning, we go do our business. Getting up off the toilet unassisted. Yeah, imagine that. That's avoiding a pain. So, what I had to do was to flip for that exercise, for what would motivate me to get up on Saturday morning when the initial pain was, oh, I don't want to lose my sleep. The greater pain was, I would like to be stronger so that I can sit up easier. I can do things unassisted as I continue to age. Guess who's up now and guess who's going to core training? So let's take this back to me and doing the action that my coach wanted me to do. One of my human needs is contribution. I have a desire to be someone that leaves a legacy, that not that it's necessarily about me, but there's a ripple effect that people are empowered and able to do things beyond what they thought was possible because they were seen and they were heard and they know that they matter. And the fact that I wasn't in position to do that, that caused me pain. That was a greater pain. So would I rather stay safe and not do what he told me to do or ask me to do? He didn't tell me to do it. He asked me to do it. He asked me to consider it to help me get to my goal. Or was it a greater pain in knowing that if I didn't go through with this and I stayed safe, how painful would that be to my core? If I stayed safe, that desire to contribute would be a pain. It would be huge. Now, feeling safe didn't feel so safe anymore. When I was asked the question again, could I do the action? Yes, I could do the action. Yes, because I could avoid the pain of not leaving the world better. Now, it's funny because I still wasn't motivated by the thought of one cell, but I was and I am motivated by the need to contribute to the lives of others in a way that matters to them. And the pain of not doing that, huge, huge, huge. So you want to look at figuring out if it's something that you know you need to do and you know you really need to do it. Dig into the point of the levels deeper of safe. And what is the real pain? Now, your brain's not going to want to go there. I can tell you it's not going to want to go there because its whole goal is to keep you safe and to keep you in a place that doesn't cause pain. It does a good job in protecting us. But sometimes it's not our friend. Sometimes we say things, for example, it's because we're an introvert and it's because we want to stay safe. I hope that working through the human needs like this helps you to identify the things that you're protecting yourself from. And I encourage you to look deeper into it. And which pain is worse, being safe or the pain of not having that particular need met? With awareness comes the courage to act. And with repeated courage to act, you get more confidence. Embrace the journey, do hard things. We got this. Thank you for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Remember to head to my website, stephanieoden.com, and get your copy of the Success Pillars for Quiet Achievers. And you get instant access to that. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Quiet Impact Podcast. Join us next week. And thank you so much for watching, for listening, and for subscribing.